I seem to be struggling with my sister, my best friend. We love her so much and constantly show her, but we don't feel her reciprocating it or feeling it. Please, any thoughts?
Yeah, sisters are made to love. You know, there's this passage, love is not poured forth vainly, even though it meets no return. Just love with everything you have, and if you can't have a one-on-one relationship for reasons of drugs or abuse or whatever, there are times it isn't wise. What I do is I make lists of qualities that have to do with the individual I'm thinking about, so my thinking is really clear. I try to honor the reality of my kids when they're going through tough times, or my family members if they're struggling, because you can always pray in your own thought about your concept of others. You can pray, I can't be made to believe that my son is addicted. My son went to prison for 7 years. I can't be made to believe that my son is addicted to drugs. He's free. He's at one. He's always in his father's household. And I just wrote long, long lists of the sonship qualities of God. And he was freed, and he has a good life, and he has a business, and things worked out. So don't give up. Start with your own understanding of God's allness and work out from that. But also you might want to call for some help if you're really struggling and feel like you need somebody to pray with you. If you're not a student of Christian Science, there are people here who would love to help you and share passages and ideas with you.
This might be similar. One hears about all those healings, but I haven't seen it work for me, and I feel like I've tried everything. If one is clearly unhappy in a place, job, relationship, how do they make prayer work for them when it seems to be saying, deal with it, instead of lifting one out of things that aren't working?
There was a time I was really struggling, and there just seemed like everybody was doing better than I was, and I got so desperate that I started, and I read that passage, and that's why I gave it to you, about metaphysics resolving things into thoughts. And I walked around the house, and I can remember I picked up a tissue, and I thought, this tissue expresses order, it expresses form, it expresses cleanliness. And I picked up a pencil, and I walked around the house really declaring my right to see the ideas of God in that day, in that moment. And I kept doing that until I began to feel more gratitude. I think gratitude is probably for me the thing that breaks through that kind of self-pity. And I've had a challenge riding, people ride high horses, they think they're so great. And a high horse in England through the forest, there's a level where the trees are, and if you ride a high horse, you're going to get knocked off. Well, I rode a low horse. And a low horse is like a little teeny horse where you drag your legs and it hurts really badly. And you jump on it because you think you're no good, and you feel sorry for yourself. And you're probably being forced to look for your own relationship to God in that oneness you have, whether you're all alone or surrounded with all the things you think you need to feel happy. And when you really get to that point where you can feel God's joy because you're made out of it, then you'll be so much happier wherever you go, that your life will be more like music rather than like a sponge. And when you feel that joy because you're connected to God, and you are, everybody is, you won't worry so much about whether you're cleaning the floors or whether your healings are coming, because you'll be wrapped in a sense of gratitude. So work on the things I gave you on the sheet, gratitude, and maybe also praise yourself for the good that you are doing. Start with what you can do and praise yourself for that. Look in the mirror and see the good that you do. Don't just see the wrinkles and the struggles. See the kindness, see the gentleness, whatever it is, start with what you've got. Yes.
How do you know when a relationship is right?
For me, I didn't. I had to go to God and get that relationship so clear. It was like studying a piece of music as a musician and practicing it, studying it and practicing it until every note is in you as part of the thing you hum. If I said right now, everybody think about Mary Had a Little Lamb, you know that song, and you could hum it, and then if I said, this is how it goes, Mary had a little lamb, you'd all go, she's wrong. Because you have that concept. It's in you. You're so clear. Mary had a little lamb, and you know it. Know the truth and be so clear that your husband or your wife is the Lord, that when a relationship happens, it either resonates with that feeling, that thought of your completeness, or it doesn't. And if it doesn't, it isn't the music. It isn't the music that is in your heart.
I lost a good job, was rehired, for which I'm thankful, but at a much lower salary, and now find it difficult to make ends meet. What do you suggest?
Think of the ideas of abundance. What did Mrs. Eddy think when she saw that love filled that well? What if we saw everything as ideas? What if we really saw that the ideas of food, of protection, of joy, of a sofa, of a car, what if we really saw these as ideas? Just as an example, my husband and I didn't have any money at the time. We had 4 kids. We adopted kids from the state of California. We had lots of crazy things going on. And I felt like I needed a vacation so badly. One early morning, we're living in California, and we woke up before the kids, and I'm laying in bed next to my husband, leaning against his bare, hairy chest. And I could hear the freeway down below. And I said, wow, that sounds like Hawaii. Hawaii qualities. Okay, Hawaii qualities. What are they? Softness and gentleness and peace and warmth and freedom. And I started thinking of the qualities. I said, listen to that ocean. And of course, being a little creative, I said, da 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 da. And my husband rolled his eyes and put up with me. And we had this moment of maybe 10 minutes of vacation experience in qualities. Same house, same bed, same kids, same income. And that week, we got up, the kids woke up, and that was gone. Mother called me, and she said, Ginny, something wonderful has happened. This huge abundance has come into the business, and we've decided to take everybody to Hawaii for 2 weeks, all expenses paid. Car qualities. It wasn't so much that I was trying to get a Hawaii experience, because I've carried that Hawaii vacation with me forever. It's not in a place. And so, carry your abundance. Maybe you'll eat big pots of stew that you didn't know how to make before, or you'll find something that, is creative, or something will appear. But there's a law of love that when you recognize it, it definitely appears, and the static that looks like lack disappears. That's the promise. You shall know the truth, and it'll make you free. It does work. Sometimes we have some stuff to let go of in order to find it.